हेलो।
हेलो। सर लाइव। अच्छा ठीक है, लाइव लाइव ओके।
नहीं, लाइव हुआ नहीं ना।
हो गया सर, लाइव हो
यूआरएल यूआरएल अपडेट नहीं हुआ।
गया। वो कुछ प्रॉब्लम चल रहा है, अब लाइव हो सर, लाइव हो।
ओके। Yeah, a very good evening, all of you. Good afternoon, rather. Good afternoon. Welcome to Super Coaching UPSC by Textbook. This is Venkatesh, your faculty for geography. And in this session, I think you all might heard about the important gulfs, the concept of gulf, the importance of gulfs in terms of preparation for UPSC civil services, right? So, keeping this into consideration, let's understand about all the major gulfs of the world. What are the challenges? What impacts? What is the significance of that? And all the topics associated with gulfs, right? Yes, good evening, good afternoon. Paras, Pranjal, good afternoon. Am I audible? Am I audible to you, all of you? Let's understand about all. Right. Okay. So, if you see this, major gulfs of the world, can anyone tell me what is a what do you call it as a gulf? What is actually called as a gulf? What is you call it as a bay? What is the difference between gulf and a bay? Can you tell me it? Yes, good afternoon, Pranjal. Grand motivational, how? What's the name? Right? Can you tell me the difference between gulf and a bay? Can you tell me that? Okay. So if you see, what do you call it as a gulf? For me, a gulf is a portion of the ocean that penetrates the land. See, these gulfs, these bays are something like, between the land and the ocean and the transitions. These are the transitional areas, a gulf or a bay. Now, what is the typical thing I want you to remember about gulf and a bay is about this. A gulf is a portion of the ocean that penetrates land, portion of the ocean that penetrates. That is, land is entering into land is being entered by the ocean. Ocean is entering into the land, engulfed by the ocean. That's what we say. Engulfed by the ocean. Gulfs are also, you have varieties of size, shape, and depth. What you need to understand about the difference between between the gulf and the bays are, you see that the gulf and the bays, the differences are, the gulfs are usually a much more, what do you say, deeper in size, gulf, deeper, okay, relatively they would be shallow. So you have to compare only with respect to the relativities, right? Yes. Paras, gulf surrounded by three sides of the land, that is peninsula. Three sides of the land is peninsula. Let me show you the picture that you'll understand. You see, look at how a gulf is being articulated in this diagram. You can see the land where the water entering into the land, engulfed into the land. This is a gulf. You see a bay, it's a minor one. It is a lesser one. Yes, I think Pranjal, you have got confusion with this, that saying that this could be a peninsula. Peninsula would be this one. You see, three sides ocean, land surrounded by three sides water is what is called as a peninsula, right? Okay, three sides water. Now Gulf, yes, you can say typically three sides of land, but here also you can say three sides land for Gulf, no? You are saying that for bay it is three sides land, but here also it is the same. So that difference of three sides, ignore that. See it from the perspective of wideness. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So like they are generally larger and more deeply indented. Can you tell me what do you mean by indented here? Deeply meant by indented. Can you? Indented? What do you mean by indented? Yes, Paras. What do you mean by indented? Indented means zigzag, much more curved, much more have a rough terrain, much more having a rough coastline, a bigger one. That's what you can say. So please understand gulfs, the difference between gulf and bay, they are deeper, they are larger, usually these are smaller, and usually they are more indented. That is, the coastline would be more moving like this, more unevenness. That is the thing. Yes, indent means किसी के अंदर. Okay, वो भी सही है. That's also a good thing. Something like that, right? Now, what is the significance of bays and gulfs? Why are you supposed to learn about these things? They're very crucial because the gulfs and the bay, they're always located having a base of the important trading centers. You'll be having excellent harbors, and sometimes gulfs can also have wide openings and sometimes indistinguishable from larger bodies of water, and they'll be connecting the crucial trade routes. Now, why we have to discuss about this gulfs? Because they develop excellent harbors. This is where we'll be having the opportunity of ports. This is where we'll be having opportunity of trade. And usually gulfs and bays, because you are entering from an ocean into the land, these are always located at the near the continental shelves, which are known for, resources. What resources? Continental shelf known for resources of fisheries, known for resources of oil, fisheries known for resources of oil. Because of that, you will have a understanding, right? Okay, those are the most important things you have to take into consideration. So today onwards, yes, the moment I say Gulf, Bay and all, it is always the mapping which will be always concentrating. Agreed? Conceptually understand. Gulf and a bay, these are the intrusions of ocean into the land. Usually gulfs and bays are located at the transit. What you'll find is Gulf is a much more deeper, larger, wider body. Bay of Bengal is a smaller body. Gulf of Mexico, bigger body. That's what you can understand, right? So simply remember, Gulf, deeper, larger, more indented. These are the 3 points which will actually separate from the Gulf and a bay. Once you have understood, I want you to memorize the pictures. Look at how it is the picture of a gulf. This is the gulf. Okay, tomorrow if I say this is a landmass, I would say this would be a gulf, this would be a bay. Okay, you can see a ocean entering into the land. This would be the bay. Okay, this would be the gulf, land, ocean. This would be the bay. The best understanding, you can see this picture. And for all the remaining doubts about all these things, one picture will solve you to resolve all your doubts here. You can see sometimes, often, these gulfs are also having an impact with respect to, they will be centers of meeting points of strait. Two gulfs or two water bodies can also be met by a strait, right? Similarly, you can see here, just like how you have a strait, which is a narrow water body connecting two bigger water bodies, two gulfs or two big oceans, or sometimes one gulf and one ocean. The opposite of strait is the isthmus, where it is a land body connecting two water bodies. There is a Panama Canal. Panama Canal is a land isthmus connecting Atlantic and Pacific, right? So this is the understanding. Then you can see this is a bay, this is a lagoon. Lagoon is then what is a lagoon? Kerala backwaters, right? You will find Chilika Lake, you will find the Sriharikota Island. We have the Sriharikota Island. You have the Pulicot Lake over there. Those are lagoons. What are lagoons? Are narrow bodies of water or lakes which are found within the nearer to a coastland, separated by some land, separated by some sandbar, something like that. You can see here, this is a lagoon. So if there is an ocean, imagine there is an ocean. Now slowly, there is a small lake created, and imagine here, there is some kind of deposits of mud. This turns into a lagoon. Of course, the size is not that big like Gulf. I'm just showing a picture. Maybe as you zoom in the continent, zoom in the ocean, then you will find the lagoon which are very, very minor. Exactly to be precise, I have to show a lagoon somewhere here. Gulf is a one which can be found on an India map. Lagoon is a one which you have to go deeper into the land or you have to zoom in into the land. Right? Of course, you also find Pulicot Lake, Chilika Lake and all those things which are also lagoons, but these are very, very wider. You have to go a bit more into the, you have to zoom in into the land. So, for example, imagine you are seeing the from the outer space. Lagoons are not easily visible. Gulfs are easily visible. As you zoom in the land, then you will find lagoons, which are the water bodies which would be visible. Okay. So, what you do, all of you, I will send you this PDF file in my Telegram channel. I will also send this picture to you. Have this picture, which are always easier for you to understand the bays, the gulfs, the isthmus, the straits, and all those kind of things. One picture would solve you all these kind of things, right? So do this kind of thing. You can get into the Telegram channel, right? Moving further, now let us, until now, you have seen the importance of gulfs, you have seen the importance of bay, you have seen the importance of the difference between gulfs and bay. Let us now understand from the perspective of the most important gulfs of the world which were in news and how UPSC can ask questions out of that. Let us see that. Okay, let us see that. Now, the first thing you can see here, I think n number of times you have seen the Red Sea. This is the Red Sea. This is the Bab el Mandab Strait. This is the strait, and this is the Gulf of Aden. So you can see Aden, a city here, Yemen city, Gulf of Aden. So definitely Gulf of Aden is associated with which country? You can see Yemen, Somalia, very, very important. Gulf of Aden. This is a narrow intrusion of, say, I can say Arabian Sea entering into the land. Arabian Sea entering into the land. This is Gulf of Aden. Just above Gulf of Aden, as you go into the other side, the important oil route and all, you will find the, you see here, Gulf of Oman connected with the Strait of Hormuz with the Persian Gulf. Now, these are very, very important. You know all the important reasons why they are important. Why they are important? You can see here, city of Doha, Abu Dhabi, recently Dubai, Sharjah. You know Dubai, news for the wrong reasons of a storm, a kind of significant rainfall which happened, and the cloud seeding technology. How do you create artificial clouds and the natural one, mixture of that, the storm we have seen recently. So you can see here, if you see all these regions, the Kuwait and all, the Iran region here, all these are the centers which are known for oil resources. So the Persian Gulf, I told you, Gulfs are important for what? They are the sources of resources. You can see here, look at the Iran. Within the Persian Gulf, within this region, they have almost around 1500 kilometers of length of the coastline, and understand the importance of how much area they would be covering with respect to the exclusive economic zone, what is the resources of fisheries here. So from the coastline, 200 nautical miles is the source of fisheries. That would be the source of fisheries, economic zone exclusively meant for that country. On the in the ocean, you can extract, or the seabed and all, you can extract the fisheries and all. Deep into the seabed, once you go into the land mass there, the seabed and all, you can extract the oil. Whatever this exclusive economic zone, the length of the coastline is very important. Recently, Iran war, automatically this becomes very, very important. Persian Gulf. Tomorrow if they ask you, Persian Gulf is bordered by which of the following countries? These are very, very important for you to understand. Iran, does it have a border? Yes. Iraq, does it have a border? Yes. Kuwait? Yes. Saudi Arabia? Yes. Qatar? Yes. Then you find the, you can see here, the United Arab Emirates, the things like Abu Dhabi, Dubai and all those things, you can see here. These are the Persian Gulf. So Persian Gulf, you are not finding the country of, you can see here, Oman is also slightly located here. So everyone will be confusing whether Gulf of Oman is associated with Persian Gulf or not. You can see it here. Oman is also having 100 kilometers of length of coastline within the Persian Gulf. So this Persian Gulf, the countries bordering it becomes very, very important. Right. Paris, what is the question? Sir, as lagoon is not connected with other water bodies, then it could be dried up. See, it could be dried up. It looks like so, but a lagoon is something like this here. Maybe let me show you a thing. Okay. So if you talk about a lagoon, Paris, Pranjal, let me see. This is the coastline. Okay. Imagine this is land. This is water. Then narrow intrusions of the water into the land. You will find a water body here. Then maybe a depositional features are very, very dominant. Slowly you might find say something like a, I think you all have seen sandbars, spits, sandbars, spits. So slowly, maybe whenever there is a high tide, the water of the ocean can cross the sandbars and enter into the lagoon. They are connected with the ocean on a larger scale with respect to the high tides and all, but generally it doesn't look like they are connected on the ground. So Paris, so they can get water even through a high tide line sometimes, not every time, sometimes. But they are also connected to the land. What about underneath it? They also have some kind of linkages, right? That is the thing. Got it, Paris? Pranjal? Paris, Pranjal, I think you got this. Okay. This is what is a lagoon. Right. Okay. So now how questions can be framed? Come back to the thing. Gulfs, Persian Gulf, which countries are having a border? That is what the thing said. Let's move forward to the next one then. After the Persian Gulf, we have seen the Gulf of Oman. This is also important. You can see here. Now, Gulf of Oman, you also have Oman, UAE, Iran, even Pakistan. Gulf of Oman, even Pakistan is also very, very near to it. Maybe it is in the picture, it is not showing, but here slightly Pakistan is also having some kind of connections here. Right. Yes, you can see here. Okay, this is Gulf of Aden only. Right. Then maybe in the all the way in Australia, lesser known one, you can see here the lesser known one, Arafura Sea. This is an important minor sea. In Australia, you can see here Gulf of Carpentaria. Gulf of Carpentaria. This is the thing very near to this Gulf, an important one. Then moving further, Baltic Sea. You can see here Gulf of Finland, Gulf of Bothnia associated with Baltic Sea. One with respect to, in the all the way in Europe. So Baltic Sea becomes important. Baltic Sea's Gulfs, Bothnia, Gulf of Finland. Tomorrow ask you, which of the following is the northernmost? Baltic Sea, within the Baltic Sea, Gulf of Finland, Gulf of Riga, Gulf of Bothnia. If you see Europe, I can say it is a land of peninsulas. It can say land of gulfs. Why? So many gulfs, so many peninsulas because of the highly indented coastline. Highly indented coastline. Europe is known for indented coastline. So all these things becomes important. Then moving further, you can see, yes. Acha, one important thing. You see in the Asia, this is the Bay of Bengal or the Andaman Sea. This is where you will find the, Andaman and Nicobar Islands now. So after the connect, if you continue this, you can see this is the Gulf of Thailand. This is what I would be calling it as a proposal which is there called as Kra Isthmus. Have you heard about this Kra Isthmus? Because down south of the Kra Isthmus of the Thailand, you have the Malacca Strait, where you are connecting the South China Sea with respect to the Indian Ocean, Malacca Strait. To reduce the stress on the Malacca Strait, we have a proposal called Kra Isthmus here. So across this Kra Isthmus, where do you go? You'd be going into the center of Gulf of Thailand. This Gulf of Thailand, also called as Gulf of Siam. Gulf of Siam. From the point of view of cyclones, this is very, very important for the Bay of Bengal. Can anyone tell me what is the significance of that? Anyone tell me? Put it in the comment section. From the point of cyclones, what is the significance of Gulf of Thailand or Siam to us? Sunil, can you answer? My dear, this is an English session. So हिंदी में बात कर सकता हूं मैं, बट इंग्लिश सेशन है, प्रायोरिटी इसी के लिए, तो फिर इसीलिए हमको आई एम जस्ट इंक्लाइंड मोर टू स्पीक इन इंग्लिश बिकॉज दैट इज व्हाट आई एम कैटरिंग टू हियर. ओके, सो हिंदी में बात कर सकता हूं, कभी कभी चाहे तो बोल दूंगा, बट यू अंडरस्टैंड इट, राइट? Bangladesh, Sunil? No, not Bangladesh here. Not Bangladesh. What are the cyclones which are called in South China Sea? What do you call the cyclones in the South China Sea? What do you call the cyclones in the South China Sea? Anyone? Right? What do you call the South China Sea here? We call it as what? Typhoons. Typhoons, remnants of the typhoons enter into the Bay of Bengal because the land is very, very narrow here. So why do Bay of Bengal gets more amount of cyclones than Arabian Sea? There are 4 or 5 factors. One of the factor is remnants of the typhoons, the leftover of the typhoons from the Gulf of Thailand or the South China Sea enter into the Indian Ocean via the Kra Isthmus, where the land is very, very narrow. That is the thing. Yes. Okay. Now you got this. Okay. Typhoons entering into the Bay of Bengal via the Kra Isthmus. Imagine this is a very, very bigger one, like in Indian Peninsula. Then they cannot cross. Because the land is very, very narrow, a cyclone gets its moisture from the ocean. So as soon as it hits the land, now it is on ventilator because it doesn't have moisture. It is surviving. It is unable to, get its oxygen. That is the moisture from the ocean. It is on ventilator now. It is trying to catch some oxygen, could not get it. Slowly it will die if there is no supply of moisture. But immediately after they cross the Kra Isthmus, they are entering into the ocean. Once again, their oxygen is restored. So that is how the cyclones cross this thing. So the Gulf of Siam, Gulf of Thailand is very important from that angle. Then you can also see Mekong River, okay, moving all across this region, Cambodia, entering into the South China Sea, but not into the Gulf of Thailand, right? Okay, let's move forward. Then, now another interesting region. This is also a very, very interesting one, recently in news. You all have seen that, yes, there was some question. Okay. Okay, we'll talk about Paras Pranjal, about Dubai rainfall later on. Okay, let's complete this. Now you all know that Israel-Hamas war, okay, humanitarian crisis, Gaza Strip, challenges, okay, geopolitical concerns, all the things. You have seen recently, Israel, there is a Gaza Strip here, very near to the Egyptian region. This is the Egypt, okay. This is Egypt, okay. This is the Suez Gulf or the Suez Canal which will enter. This is the Sinai Peninsula which we call it as. Then as you go deeper into the northern portions here, I have zoomed it here. This is where you will find this is the Mediterranean Ocean. Here, very near to it, there is an opening called as Rafah. Have you heard about this Rafah? So there are the entry points, you know, where there are borders between the Gaza Strip and the other parts now. These are very, very important. So Rafah is one such place which is in news, and this Rafah connects with respect to the Sinai Peninsula, as I was saying here. From here, it connects into the Sinai Peninsula. Very near to this, you have Gulf of Aqaba. You see, when there is a war, there would be refugees which would be moving, and you need to identify the strategic areas where they will be moving. This is one such kind of strategic Gulf of Aqaba surrounded by Sinai Peninsula. You can see this, the same one, Sinai Peninsula, Gulf of Aqaba, surrounded by, you can see a place here. This is the Jordan, this is the Egypt, okay, this is the Saudi Arabia here on this side, and as well as the Israel. This is the Israel continuation. So Israel, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Gulf of Aqaba. Very, very important from the mapping point of view in the present geopolitical concerns and the war and all the challenges with this Gulf of Aqaba. This is a very, very deeper portion. By the way, in the last session when I discussed about the straits of the world, in the last session, I have told you what is this strait called as. Can you tell me the name of this strait? Put it in the comment section. What is the strait which enters from Gulf of Aqaba into the Red Sea? So which strait connects Gulf of Aqaba with Red Sea? Let me know. Right. Sunil Prajapati, Lebanon location. Lebanon is located north of Israel. Lebanon is nowhere here. North of Israel is Lebanon, here somewhere. Nothing to do with the Red Sea and the Indian Ocean. It is towards the Mediterranean Sea. Lebanon doesn't come here. It comes north of this. That's the thing. The more you get questions, the more the mapping you have to check, and you have to resolve such kind of doubts so that you will not have any kind of challenges as we discuss about this chapter. Right? Move forward. Then come back to our India. You have Gulf of Mannar. Okay, Gulf of Mannar. Tomorrow if they ask you, which is northern one, Park Strait or Gulf of Mannar? Park Strait is this. 1, 2, 3. This is Park Bay, then Gulf of Mannar in the south. Arrange the following in north-south if they ask you. Park Strait, Park Bay, Gulf of Mannar. This is where you will find, in the north, you will find Kachatuvu, not in Gulf of Mannar. Right. Gulf of Mannar, you also have a very, very important marine national park in India. One important marine national park where you have the sea cow, which you call it as dugong. A sea cow, a herbivorous animal, dugong, is found in the Gulf of Mannar. So tomorrow, because of the Kachatuvu Island dispute, if they ask you where is Park Strait, where is Park Bay and all, you need to understand this kind of idea. Let's move forward. Then as you move, you can see here another one, Gulf of Kutch, Gulf of Khambat in the Gujarat area. We can see here between the regions of the mainland and Saurashtra. This is Gulf of Khambat where Narmada river drains into it. Gulf of Kambat, and this is Gulf of Kutch near the Rann of Kutch area. These are also some of the important things. You all know that this is another place where coral reefs are found in India, right? Coral reefs. Why coral reefs? Because here they don't have much amount of fresh water. Automatically coral reefs can be found. But along the west coast and the east coast of India, you don't find coral reefs because you find big rivers providing fresh water to it. Fresh water is very dominant. Coral reefs cannot survive because they need some kind of salt water as well. That's the reason along the west coast and the east coast of India, corals are not found, but in Andaman you find, but in Lakshadweep you find, and you also find in Gulf of Mannar. Right. Okay. Okay, got it. Yes, Paris, Strait of Tiran. Very good. Sunil Prajapati. Yes, it is Strait of Tiran. Yes. Paras Pranjal has said that. That is what the strait which connects Gulf of Aqaba with the Red Sea. Strait of Tiran. Right. Then move forward. Then one more important thing. You see here, Gulf of Mexico. The moment anyone tells about Gulfs, this is the first thing which comes into the mind. Gulf of Mexico, USA, a very, very huge body, big Gulf, right? Gulf of Mexico. Then you can see in the Atlantic Ocean, entering into the America. This is the big Gulf, one of the most wider Gulf of a region. Very important for, fisheries, very important for oil. Unfortunately, from the climatic point of view, very, very prone to hurricanes, this Gulf. And because of more man-made activities and all, recently it is also bees in news for pollution. So Gulfs, you can also see it from the economic point of view. You can also see that sometimes they are also having unfortunate things with natural disasters, especially cyclones, hurricanes in this part of the Caribbean Sea. And because of the man-made activities nearness to the land, pollution also can be seen about it. So that is what a journey of, the gulfs of the world. Hope you all have liked this, right? If you want the PDF file of this, you can get into the Telegram channel and all. And let's have a discussion now. I think there will be a meeting I'll be having with you in Telegram channel. I'm telling you since last week. I will, provide the link today when we'll be having about that. Let's have a link discussion as well, so that there's a live chat and discussion which we can have. And then we can have a understanding about all those kind of things. Right then, all of you. So hope you all have understood about the Gulfs. If you have liked this, put it in the comment section, whether you have liked this session or not. Also, let me know what kind of more topics you want me to ask, you want me to do in the comment section, so that I can actually discuss what you actually want. Okay then, all of you. Hope you have understood the concept of Gulfs. Hope you have a good time. Happy learnings to all of you. Thank you. See you again tomorrow at the same time with a new topic. Thank you.